Welcome back to the InfoWars Nightly News. I'm your host, Rob Dew. You might remember last segment we covered GAO now investigating DHS ammo purchases. And this goes back all the way back to March 2012 when we were covering these stories as they broke, as they were placing these purchase orders, mostly for hollow point bullets, which they say are for target practice, which I think is a total crock of bull. But what we want to do is take you back from the beginning all the way up to date, and we're sitting here with Jakari Jackson. He's going to do that for us. How's it going, Jakari?
Very well, very well. Now, I have a stack of articles. This is pretty much monthly since March of last year. Now, for the sake of time, we're not going to cover every single month, but we're going to hit the big points and let people know that this is nothing new, that they have billions of bullets. You know, some different sites have different numbers. Some people count this, some people don't count that. But at the end of the day, they have billions of bullets. We're going to start with that right now. Let's go to our first article, guys. DHS and ICE ordered 450 million rounds of .40 caliber ammo. ATK announced that it is being awarded an indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity agreement from the Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and 40 caliber ammunition. This includes 4 option years and will have a maximum volume of 450 million rounds. So just one company, ATK, has 450 million rounds under a 4-year option. Now, people always say, well, they don't have them all right now. Well, if you order 450 million or something, you're still going to get it at some time. If you go spend, you know, $450 million over 4 years, you're watching like, hey, Rob, what are you doing spending all this money? And
that's just the start of it. That was just the first purchase order that we started tracking, and it gets more and more and more. And then we got the tanks, we got the machine guns.
Right, and don't forget about that. We talked about that a little bit yesterday with David Knight. They also have armored personnel carriers and fully automatic assault rifles. We'll talk about that. For
personal defense.
For personal defense, if the Department of Homeland Security has them, they're not assault rifles, they're for personal defense.
Right.
We'll talk a little bit about that.
Continue conspiracy theories.
Okay, yeah, I know, I'm wicked conspiracy theorist. Homeland Security buys enough ammo for a 7-year war against the American people. Now, I would like to point out this is as of April of last year, pretty much a year ago. Now it's over a 20-year war. Some people say 30-year war, but we'll go with the conservative numbers here because many people can't handle it.
USA.
USA, that's exactly. Testimony by Major General Buford C. Blunt. This is what he had to say. In active battle operations in Iraq, ammunition is expended at the rate of 5.5 million rounds per month. That is 66 million rounds per year. So 66 million rounds in the Iraq war, but you can see DHS is nowhere satisfied with that little number.
First purchase order, 450 million rounds.
Right. And it just keeps on coming. We're going to get to all that. Now, this was the rifles you were referring to, Rob. DHS adds high-powered battle rifles to arms buildup. Now, this is one of their earlier purchases. This is July of last year. On July 5th, the Department of Homeland Security announced on fezbizops.gov that it plans to buy 36 Colt LE901 rifles. And you say, well, it's only 36. Well, first of all, that number will get much larger as we see time go on. And still, why do they need one rifle? I mean,
one fully automatic rifle.
Yeah, fully automatic rifle. Yeah. Why do you need a fully automatic rifle when you say they're too dangerous for the American people to have? So that's one of their deals here. The latest DHS purchase follows a solicitation issued on July 13th for the purchase of .223 caliber Remington enhanced performance ammunition in excess of $500,000. $500,000 of .223 caliber. And actually, I have it right here, Rob. When we went out to the, I know it's evil, it's wicked. I want everybody to get a shot of that, guys. I'm going to put that right there so you can get it on that camera. Just get my hand. Right there, okay, yeah. So look at that. That's what a .223 round looks like. This is a rifle round, and this is not where it stops. Remember, we started with .40 caliber, and now we have .223 round, and there it is right there. You can see it, holding it right there. That's what one looks like. But it doesn't stop there, Rob, so let's keep going on.
Hey, can I buy this off of you?
Yeah, this is probably the only place you can get them because you go to the sporting goods store now, they don't have anything.
Yeah, I know. And we did a
special report.
Yeah.
Because we went to the stores. Alex went to one of the stores here in town, and he was trying to buy rifle ammunition, and they're saying, hey, we can't sell you anything because we don't have anything because cops are buying it straight off the truck.
Right.
And then
Acevedo doesn't have a problem.
Yeah, Acevedo has no problem. Our police chief here in Austin getting these rounds right here, but we did. But you guys can watch that on prisonplanet.tv in the archives. We'll move on for the sake of time. DHS post survey prior to bids on .357 SIG duty ammunition. The purpose of this questionnaire is to obtain information on the commercial industry's capability to satisfy the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's requirements for 357 SIG caliber training ammunition. So we see DHS sent out a survey to say, can you guys provide this massive amount of ammunition that we will soon require? And 357 is lauded for its, quote, stopping power, according to the article. So we went from 40 caliber to 223s and now 357s.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there. I mean, they're taking pretty much anything that they can get.
It's all for Al-Qaeda.
It's all for Al-Qaeda and people in John Deere hats.
Yeah.
DHS purchases 200 million more rounds of ammunition. So we went from 450 then to more rounds, and now we have an additional 200 million rounds here, Rob. It just does not stop. A series of new solicitations posted on FezBid's Ops website show that the DHS is looking to purchase 200 million rounds of 223 rifle ammunition over the next 4 years, as well as 176 rounds of 308 caliber and also an additional 25,000 rounds of blank 308. But people will take away from that article, Rob, is they're going to say, well, they're purchasing 25,000 rounds of blanks. Okay, they purchased 25,000 rounds of blanks, but what about the 176 rounds of live ammunition?
Hollow points.
So we go from 40 caliber to 223 to 357 and now 308. 308 is a sniper round for anybody who's not familiar with that, and it's much larger than this, I assure you. I don't know if we have any of those in the studio. We have bullets laying around in the studio. So, all right, we'll move on now. So why did the DHS buy all that ammo? That is a very good question posed in this article. The National Weather Service ordered about 46,000 rounds of 40 caliber hollow point. Why does the National Weather Service need any amount of anything as far as guns are concerned? And also the Social Security Administration put in an order for 176,000 rounds of 357 SIG jacketed hollow point. Yeah, I'm sure they have a very good reason for requiring such a massive amount of ammunition.
It's probably to get people to pay their Social Security tax or to maybe give people Social Security numbers. Who knows? I mean, it's ridiculous though. Who needs those hollow points? They say it's for target practice.
Yeah, right? you don't go out and buy the most expensive thing you can buy for target practice.
Right.
I mean, that's just with anything in life. You know, people, wear crappy shoes when they cut the grass because they don't want to wear the nice shoes out when they cut the grass.
Right.
So why would you buy the most expensive ammunition you can find to go shoot?
Because we're using the American people's money.
USA.
Yeah, USA.
Yeah, they need those hollow point bullets to shoot at targets of little kids and so on.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We'll keep moving. DHS buys 200 million more rounds of ammunition. Now, this is from January of this year. The Department of Homeland Security has awarded a company a contract worth $45,000 to provide the DHS with 200,000 rounds more of bullets. So we just had, 2 articles ago, 200,000 rounds of ammunition. Now we have more 200,000 round orders. I mean,
to add to the 1.6 billion that they had already secured.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they say, well, that's over 5 years. Well, that's enough for a 20-year war.
And that's over 5 years. It's going to keep the shelves empty for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
You go to a gun show or gun store now, they don't have any ammunition.
They're getting it trucked over from Russia. Or
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and the UN Arms Trade Treaty would get rid of that. No international ammunition. Now, this is the article we posted in February of this year. DHS purchases 21.6 million more rounds of ammunition. Now, I want to talk about this for a second. The article reads, the solicitation asked for 10 million pistol cartridge, 40 caliber, jacketed hollow point, 10 million 9mm, and also 1.6 pistol cartridge, 9mm. Now, I had a chance to talk to Paul Joseph Watson earlier today, and I said, Paul, I was looking at your article here, and I couldn't see how he got to the 21.6 million number when I looked at the purchase orders. And he reviewed the document, and he said, hey, from the time I've published this article back in February of this year, they've gone in and changed the purchase orders. So Paul Joseph Watson originally had a document that said the number was much higher than what it currently is. Now he does say that the number is, I believe, 240,000 rounds for this particular purchase order. Now, his other articles we found to be correct, and he wasn't even wrong. He was just quoting numbers that were later changed.
Right.
So definitely be aware of that.
And they're still getting hollow points.
Yeah, I mean,
for target practice.
For target practice, but regardless, they still got the bullets, and he wasn't inaccurate in his analysis. They just changed the numbers on them. Now, if we can go to one of our last articles here, this is actually a graph, and I just want people to see this so they can add up for themselves some